Hey guys, as always Elliot here, glad to have you on the channel. I cover both solved and unsolved cases. If this might be of interest to you, welcome, you've come into the right place. Today's case is a shocking one, still developing, that will make you confused and angry to some extent. Where is the truth behind what really happened? This story is a reminder to stay aware, support those struggling with mental health, and understand the risks of meeting strangers online. Remember, a solution is always possible. This is the chilling story of Sonia Exelby. A 32-year-old woman allegedly lost her life after traveling to the USA seeking a violent death. Wait, let me explain to you in detail. The protagonist of our story is a young woman, Sonia Exelby, who was reported missing from her home in Portsmouth, England. She had purchased a plane ticket and had flown from London to the state of Florida in the USA, arriving at Gainesville Regional Airport, Florida, the evening of October the 10th, but unfortunately, she failed to board her scheduled flight back to England on October 13th, just a few days after. It wasn't a regular trip you would make to visit a new country, relax and enjoy your joyful time off, as we are going to find out later in the course of the video. Sonia's family, including her boyfriend Steve Hunt from Portsmouth, reported her missing. Little did they know she wouldn't make it home. She was found dead in a shallow grave just after a week she had flown to Florida, but the reason behind this killing is up to debate. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement started investigating the occurrence on October the 13th after it was contacted by Interpol from the UK in relation to a missing woman. Her missing case, though, would be turned into a homicide. I was unable to find key information related to her whereabouts, like her childhood or teenage years, or high school, which is kinda sad. What is known is that she had been in a 15-year relationship when this heinous tragedy took place. Sonia had met someone online. She connected with a man named Dwayne Hall on a peculiar website, an online fetish chat room, roughly 2 years prior, in 2024. The pair started talking, but she had a desire she couldn't get rid of. The desire to have someone on the side to kill her. Yeah, you heard it right. She was looking for someone to abuse her, an offer taken up by Hall. Remember this individual for later. I know this might be a wild picture, but it wasn't her first attempt. According to information from UK authorities, Sonia Exelby had no mental health diagnosis and at least one previous documented police incident from 2024, which involved a relevant concern that the 32-year-old was suicidal and planned to travel to the US with the intention of meeting up with online individuals who would be willing to kill her violently. Exelby had possibly communicated with these people on Telegram, an instant messaging app, considered to be a safer option. Luckily, that didn't happen, and Sonia got proper treatment in the UK. Mental health issues are very subtle and can affect literally anyone with no distinction. Sonia had been struggling with her mental health too. The issue is that, unfortunately, it seems like she was into a downward spiral again, according to some of her friends. I wanna straightforwardly point out the fact that, contrary to many of your thoughts, she didn't get what she deserved, because this woman needed to get help, not death. There was definitely something going on in the life of this woman, and that maybe prevented her from rationalizing things logically. Bottom line, she's a victim who was navigating through some tough waters. When October the 13th approached, and she didn't come home, family and friends began to be rightfully concerned, given the preface we have made about her mental instability. I'll read what friends wrote on social media, quote, "Sonia is such a vulnerable person and are really struggling with her mental health. We believe she got on a plane on Friday and made her way to Tallahassee, Florida, from the UK. We believe she has arranged to meet someone there and has got herself into extremely vulnerable situation. That's all I can really say on that. What happened when she arrived at the airport in Florida? Let's try together to somewhat set a sequence of events. She was not alone when she landed on October the 10th at 6:30 p.m. because Dwayne Hall, the man she had met online on this chat room, was there and picked her up. Police said evidence placed him at the airport and later at the Airbnb Sonia had booked, located between Gainesville and Ocala, on Northwest 122nd Terrace in Reddick, Marin County. A soon-to-be house of horrors for the brutality of what occurred. Gainesville is a city which sits in north-central Florida, being host to roughly 150,000 people. It's best known for being home to University of Florida since 1905, which plays a chief role in the city's economy, culture, and identity. According to Hall's recollection of events, once arrived at the Airbnb, the couple had sex multiple times. He then tortured her. The Airbnb was paid using Sonia's credit card before landing in the US. There's a key piece to this puzzle we need to discuss. Prior to her arrival at 6:30 p.m., as we already mentioned, a Gainesville Walmart receipt told an eerie story. Just at 5:37 p.m., Hall purchased a gun cleaner and a rope at a nearby supermarket. He returns a few minutes later to buy a shovel. An online source reports that all purchases were made on Hall's credit card. Investigators say surveillance video caught him. On October the 11th, we know that Hall had gone to the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts in Gainesville to buy a drink, later found on Airbnb. Afterwards, he went to Dollar General and stopped at Petrol gas station in Reddick to pick a sandwich. At roughly 1:10 p.m. in the afternoon, Hall charged Sonia's bank card $1,200 after several failed transactions. This is likely the most disturbing part of the story. He recorded a series of videos which he deleted afterward, sticking to the arrest report. Just a side note, the videos were recovered and you don't want to know their content. Sonia, who was sitting on a chair, appeared disheveled, covered in bruises, abrasions, cuts on her face, neck, chest, and breasts. In the incriminating video, Hall can be heard asking Sonia the reason why she was in the US, to which she replied, quote, "Because I am an awful person. I've crushed everyone who ever loves me." It's very hard and nerve-wracking to tell this part. I can't imagine how Sonia must have felt during those fearful moments of agony, just a living nightmare. Detectives pointed out that Hall kind of brainwashed Sonia during the recording of the video, and she was hesitant in replying, clearly upset. At that point, she clearly feared for her own safety after being tortured by this evil individual. He wanted her to consent to being stopped. And then, from the arrest report, quote, "This is how you wanted to die, right? You wanted to be beaten and made to suffer because you're such a piece of shit." Sonia had to repeat this phrase. In the video, Sonia is also asked whether she was doing anything against her will, so Sonia shook her head. At a certain point, the woman realized that she didn't want to die. She wanted to escape, was looking for a way out, but it was too late. Tests were found in Sonia's cell phone, sent to a friend on Discord on October the 11th. Let's read together their contents to get how Sonia was feeling that fateful day. One of them read, quote, "I'm sorry he keeps taking my phone. He doesn't trust me with it. He made it clear there was no way out unless I shot him. I was questioning it last night." In these messages, Sonia made it clear that the previous night was so sad. Then she went on to write, quote, "I can't kill anyone. He's in the shower, but I'm locked in, and there's no signal in the middle of nowhere. I thought he would do it quick and not give my mind time to stew and realize this is the last thing I'll ever say to anyone if I don't take his offer of shooting him. He showed me how to use it and where to aim. This is just wild, guys. This young woman was scared of this man and had second thoughts when she got wind of what it looked like to die. But Hall made it clear that she had to shoot him to be able to escape, and of course she couldn't, so she was trapped in this limbo. He was holding her against her will. Here's the content of the last texts. I'm so scared, I'm so broken, and in so much pain, all I can do is lay here and do what he wants. Makes him respect me enough not to do the things I really hate. Everything but summer. I'm sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying and I'm trying to be quick and my time's up. Unquote. On October the 12th, after leaving Airbnb, Hall headed to Lowe's in Ocala to buy a plastic tarp. He then drove to an area where Sonia's body was later found, spending an hour there. What happened in that span of time? Let's jump a step forward and discuss together what occurred afterwards. The gruesome discovery. Someone gave a call to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and reported they believed that Dwayne Hall had killed a person, and the victim of the matter was a woman in her 30s from the UK. According to the source, Hall confided in him that he had helped her die because she couldn't do it herself. I'm not gonna comment on this because I would have plenty of stuff to say at this point. According to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Hall's phone records brought them straight to a wooded area. On October the 17th, Sonia Exelby's body was found in a shallow grave in a wooded area in Marin County. Fingerprints of the remains confirmed the identity. Inside the grave, according to investigators, there was a label of a shovel bought by Hall just before he had picked Sonia up at the airport, as we already mentioned before. The woman was found dead 4 days after the Marin County Sheriff's Office conducted a missing person investigation. On October the 18th, a post-mortem exam was conducted, and it was listed she had been fatally stabbed 4 times, using allegedly a knife. The manner of death was homicide. Cell phone data didn't lie. The evidence pinpointed him in the wooded area where Sonia's body was found. The same day, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement found Sonia's bag inside a donation trash can in Gainesville. Sticking to court documents, most recently, Exelby left evidence on her computer indicating that she was again suicidal and traveling to the US once again to be possibly sexually abused, tortured, and murdered by unknown individuals living in the United States. When Hall was later questioned by police, his version changed many times. He stated that he was in the know that Sonia suffered from severe mental illness and wanted to help her. The pair had discussed both bondage, suicide, and her desire to have someone to kill her. How on earth do you think you can help a person this way? I mean, are you kidding me? According to him, the 32-year-old woman was suicidal and wanted to be killed. In other words, it was a consensual thing. In the affidavit, it is reported that Hall claimed that if he were to help Sonia die, he would take her to Alligator Alley, where the wildlife would have taken care of her. In the aftermath, Hall depicted a picture of himself as a mentor, someone who would guide her and help her. He didn't want to kill Sonia. So, let me get the sense of this. He picked this woman up at the airport, abused her, and we do have proof of this thanks to the recorded videos, told her terrible stuff, killed her, and he didn't have bad intentions? Like for real? What is worth mentioning in this context is that at first Dwayne Hall even denied knowing Sonia prior to admitting to having picked her up at the airport. Hall would later state that Sonia had to pay him $4,000 or £3,000 in order to help him out with his financial issues. However, when he realized she came to the US without the money, he got angry. When directly questioned whether he had killed the woman, he didn't give a straight answer, but stated that now she would be happy because she got what she wanted. On October the 17th, Dwayne Hall was questioned by police about Sonia's whereabouts, to which he explained he was the last person to see her alive, and that he had helped her. It was clear he knew more than he was letting on. He was arrested for fraud and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. The charges were later dropped. Earlier the same day, he had attempted to withdraw roughly £900 from Sonia's bank account. Sonia's boyfriend, Steve Hunt, made a post in October in hopes to collect useful information from the media, but after this shocking news, he was devastated and rocked to the core. The couple had been together for 15 years, a very long time. He wrote on social media, quote, "A lot of my friends know I'm having an absolutely awful week. The worst week of my life. Never really thought I would be in a situation I'm in." A Portsmouth marathon has been scheduled in December, and Steve is going to join it, as it is, quote, "what my Sonia would have wanted." To be more specific, here's what he said. "After some deep thoughts and talking to friends and family, I have decided to commit and go forward with the run because it's what my Sonia would have wanted." I feel like this sentence really stresses how important it was for Steve to be part of Sonia, showing his resilience and pursuit for justice, that of course we all hope to be served. Steve went on to say, quote, "I was always going to run for cats protection because cats have always been such a big part of our life. If I didn't go ahead with the run, I would feel like I was letting Sonia down, but most importantly the cats. And that's something Sonia wouldn't have forgiven me for. Bless up, Sonia. Let's get to it." Sonia's friends and family are asking for privacy as they process this loss, but her story continues to show a cautionary tale for others. Stay safe online, support mental health, share awareness. The detail I'm about to share is just chilling. After all what happened to Sonia, Ho was said to have sent a package to a friend who lives in the state of Ohio, cautioning him that there might be a big storm coming for me, according to a arrest report. Inside, there was a 7-inch dental blade used to commit the murder, with still Sonia's blood in it. The 53-year-old Dwayne Ho was arrested on Monday, November the 17th, by both officials from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the Marion County Sheriff's Office, in connection with the killing of Sonia Exelby, and charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, credit card fraud, and unlawful use of a communication device. Hall's first court appearance took place, and Judge Lori Cotton said to him, quote, "Under these circumstances, there is no bond that would assure your presence in court. Keep the community safe. There is a large amount of evidence against you." Here are Hall's lawyer's words. "It is possible the court could seek the death penalty if he's found guilty, but that is not automatic. It is quite a lengthy process and we are trying to locate witnesses to help in our case." Unquote. After that, Julia Williamson, Hall's lawyer, said this is what she could say about the case and that the next court appearance was due December 2025. Dwayne Hall has pleaded not guilty to all 4 charges, sticking to records. According to an online source, Hall would have made phone calls to his wife while in jail, cautioning her to look out for a package from a friend of theirs in 6 months. A judge issued no bond for Hall, meaning he will stay in jail as he awaits trial. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement Commissioner Mark Glass said, "Our agents worked with extraordinary speed and unwavering determination to ensure justice was served, and closure was brought to the victim's family. This type of violent crime and disregard for human life will not be tolerated in our state. Those who commit such heinous crimes will be held fully accountable. A very hard case to wrap your mind around. We are dealing with a case with missing pieces and controversy. On one hand, a young girl with mental issues, as we explained earlier. She was struggling, and of course, the situation got worse and worse as days turned into months. I'm not here for blaming this girl. Mental health is one of the most delicate and overlooked elements, unfortunately. Just because we can't see a problem with our eyes, it doesn't mean it's not there. You never know what's going on in someone's mind. So that's why we should put effort into actively making a difference, advocating for a better mental health. Lending an ear to someone who wants to talk and trying to help are the starting points. On the other hand, well, I don't really know how to describe the person responsible. A very bad person who took advantage of this lovely woman and literally destroyed her life and the lives of her family and friends. There are no words to describe it. It's a very wild and controversial story. I'm close to Sonia's family, and I hope that they might find some type of closure with time. Justice will be served sooner than later, and they will find the answer they were looking for. Sonia will forever stay in our hearts. That's the end of this episode, guys. See you in the next one, and until then, stay safe and aware.